mover tu bracito, el coche que tenéis no es el que es. Vosotros toca el wheel.
For your life. Run for your life. Run for your life.
Hello and welcome to the ORL F1 Championships League. Tonight, always as I was in the 2 weeks ago, I'm able to commentate for you guys this championship. Tonight we start playoffs. So the real championship, not just some kind of, you know what, Julio. Welcome, Julio, by the way.
Yeah. Good evening. Good evening, Patrick. Good evening, everyone. Yes, I'm back after 2 weeks again. And we are starting the playoffs tonight, which is what you said. This is going to get real tonight. This is not just, some basically... Maybe not.
These are not elimination. This is the real championship starting tonight, and we have 8 teams qualifying to the finals. So we are excited to show you them, and also we have very nice races tonight. We have 2 races at Portimao at the new track, which is released after the new patch. So it's very exciting for us to see how these league racers will do on this new track. And the last race will be at Suzuka. So 3 races, two of them at Portimao. First race is short qualifying and 25% race length. And second race is reverse grid from the first race, but this time we do 50% race length, not 25 as it was 2 weeks ago. And for the last race we have 1-shot quali and 25% race length. So it's going to be a very exciting championship tonight, very exciting races, and I'm looking forward to obviously the new track Portimao.
Yes, I am looking to it as well. We have 2 tracks tonight as opposed to 3 2 weeks ago, but we have 2 incredibly interesting racetracks. We have 2 basically roller coasters, you could say. Portimao, the track that actually made its debut just, I don't know, on Monday, I think?
Yes, on Monday.
Week, basically.
Exactly.
Yes, it dropped this week. So, the drivers didn't really have too much time to practice this track. We might see a little bit more mistakes, a little bit more, I don't know, maybe creativity when it comes to navigating their way through the track, because also the track opens up a little a few at least possibilities to
Yeah.
find some different lines there. And then we're going to the classic Suzuka circuit. I mean, my God, I think this is the best choice of the tracks we could have had tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Portimao with this huge elevation changes, so it's a really good track. And also, Codemasters did a very good job with making this track because it looks very realistic, just like in real life. So this is great, and hopefully you will have a good racing there because this track has a very long straight and tight, quick corners. Very tricky, so we'll see how the teams will do, but we will show you now the teams which qualify into these playoffs. So from Group A we have FuturEsports qualified on the first place, 85 points. In the second place we have Team Dux Gaming. In the third place Formula Virtual Racing. In fourth place, Dynamo Moscow, 52 points. I don't know how to pronounce that. Dynamo. And in the fifth place, Leonis Esports. So those 5 teams are in these playoffs. So.
And on that note, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
yeah.
These are the 5 teams that have gone through the Group A, but we've had 2 withdrawals. Team Dux Gaming and Leonis Esports have retired from the competition. So actually, TF10 team, because we've had a playoff, I think 2 days ago, 2 teams from that playoff went through, and one of these teams was TF10 team, which finished 7th in Group A.
Yes, that's correct. And now from Group B, we have very known Aston Martin Cognizant Esports team. Obviously, they compete in F1 esports. They dominated 3 races. Haddad did dominate those races. All of them, he just won them. In the second place, Red Bull Racing with Sven Zerner and James Doherty. And in third place, we have our team. In fourth place, Royals Esports. And in fifth place, Team Sominium. And this is how it looks. This is the whole table for the championship. This is how it looks. All the teams.
Yes. Also, McLaren Racing went through the Group B. This is the second team that went through the playoffs 2 days ago. They also finished 7th in Group B.
Exactly. So this is looking very interesting in terms of this lineup, and I can't wait to see Aston Martin fighting with Red Bull and Dynamo Moscow. It's gonna be very, very interesting indeed. And this is how the point system looks. As you can see, it's the same as it was obviously last time when we did commentate. So 25 points for the first place, but for the second place it's 21. And as you can see, the top 15 scores the points. So and for the second race it's a reverse grid, obviously. So the guy who finished in 15th place in the first race, he will start from pole position for the second race. So yeah, it's very interesting format and I can wait to see. And this time we just extended the race length of this second race, so drivers can just make up, have more time to make up for like being out of the position on the first lap by just qualifying very low on the grid. So we'll see how it's going to be.
Yes, indeed, and I think we can go trackside because I've seen that the drivers got the information that they can ready up, and as I can see, we're just seconds away from starting the qualifying session. Remember, short qualifying before the first of 2 races in Portugal. Well,
yeah, I just can't wait.
Have any idea? Yeah,
I just can't wait. So let's go to the track. We are in Portimao.
So we obviously have 20 drivers right now still in the pit lane, but this is only for a few seconds. We will have them on track just shortly. And do you have any idea who might be the fastest from these guys? We have obviously all the guys that have been the fastest during the first group stages, let's say.
Yeah.
But this is a new track, so maybe we may potentially see some surprises.
Yeah, who knows? I believe obviously Daniele Haddad will be mega strong as he is F1 esports driver for Aston Martin. So I believe he is very well prepared, and I think he just done a lot of practice in this new game. But as you said, this is a new track, so we might see some new faces on the top of the timesheet. So who knows? Of course, we have a Sven Zerner who is very fast. He's ex-F1 esports driver for Renault in 2018, and also in 2017 he took a part in F1 esports, so he's very, very fast driver. Shame he's not doing F1 esports anymore. But yeah, it's a new track, as I said, and everyone, I think, practice a lot. So yeah, let's see.
And it's also a very enjoyable track. I'm not sure if I'm hearing the tune that you've had in the background is still on, but I've seen some complaints that we have to turn it off during the race, obviously, because it's better to listen to the cars that are on this track. And as I was saying earlier, before that, the whole tune situation, this circuit is really enjoyable to drive. I mean, I really like to, even in other racing games, drive on this circuit, because it's such an interesting place to be. It's a real roller coaster. I'm sorry for a little bit mixing up the words, but yeah, I mean, the elevation changes here make for a great track.
Exactly, and we are on board with Shelek, who is the first driver to start the lap, and he just finished the first sector. Now we are in a 10-7, very tricky corner. It's very easy to lose the back end because of elevation change. And now we are going to the blind corner at the beginning of the starting, after the beginning of braking. And now we just finished second sector. Now keep tight here. And the last real corner, very understeery on the entry, and as soon as you can, you just put the throttle down, and now we are in this last corner, which is obviously flat out and short distance to the finish line by going to the right. And we have Alpha Tauri in the first place, obviously 116.3, which is a good bunker, I must say. So let's see what others will do.
Obviously, we have first lap times around 1:17.1 to 1:17.3 even. Let's see from the Alpine driver who's now finishing, but it's only 17.5 right now. The next one on the line, I think there were a little bit of, let's say, invalid lap times there, but yeah, still looks like we have only a few lap times and one good one with 1:16.1, another one 1:16.3, but the other guys have not really managed to break the 1:17 barrier.
So we have two Alpha Tauris in the first place, but let's see what Thabo Connie will do. It's not a great lap, it's 1:17.8. And now we go with Daniele Haddad. Let's see what Daniele will do, because that's one very fast driver, and he has a purple first sector. And this is looking very good for him. Now this very tricky turn 7. A lot of understeer on the entry, so not ideal for him. And let's see the split after the second sector. Now he's taking this double apex corner. 51.4. It's not purple in the second sector, but still I think it's a quick lap. Other drivers are finishing the lap as well, but Daniele Haddad is now coming out of the last real corner and now going through this right flat out corner. Short distance to the line, 1:16.3, and it's not provisional pole position, which is a bit of a surprise for me, for example.
Yeah,
so
for me as well.
Yeah. Bial done a great job with 16.1 as a bunker. It's a good lap. We can expect obviously we can go under 1:16. I think we will see few laps under 1:16 obviously. Like, I think world record is 115.3, I believe, last time I checked. So I think it's pretty easy to get under 116 if you are Daniele Haddad, for example.
Yeah, and you also need to remember that, as we've said, the track just dropped in on Monday, if I'm correct, obviously.
Yeah.
But the lap times, the records are being constantly beaten. So we might even see a 15.5 if one of the drivers manages to get a perfect lap. But let's leave it for now. We have BL, as you've said, in provisional pole position. Then we have a second driver is Armagol. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing
Yeah,
that right,
Armengol. Just looking for the
Armengol.
drivers who are on the lap, and Sven Zerner,
Yeah.
I think, is on the lap. It
Yeah,
shows
it
that
looks like
he
he
is,
is.
but he's driving very slow, actually. It's 22.0 in the first sector, so it's not a good lap, and he just
And
missed the
why,
braking point. So maybe
Actually, I'm sorry to
Yeah?
interrupt you, but grade 5, do you think it's also a very tricky place there? Because it's a downhill
Yeah.
braking zone. It's
Oh.
very easy to miss the apex, right?
yeah, it is very easy to miss the apex. I mean, you have boards, on the
Yeah.
side of the track, so it's easy to remember your braking point actually there. I mean, obviously it's tricky to brake downhill because, the gravity works like this, like it's just pulling you you further away, so you have to brake a bit earlier, but you brake around 100-meter boards as usual to very slow corner to the big braking point, so it's you have to look at the braking points. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
If you make them right, then it's good. You are good to go.
And I'm sorry if I'm having too many questions, because
Yeah.
I'm not a driver as you, and not as fast a driver as you. But do you think also turn 1 is...
Yeah.
If turn 1 is tricky?
Yeah, it is, because and we can just show the lap of one of the drivers who is starting the lap, and it's Perez. As you can see, he's now going through turn 1, and he made a mistake by clipping the curb too much. He just clipped this big sausage curb, and he just lost the control. The other problem with this corner is very tight on the exit, and you can just easily go outside of the track. You can just extend the track limits and just have invalidation. So you can just get invalidation by going wide.
And does that drop just before the braking zone mess things up there, or is it too early for Formula One cars to, to be a bit of a tricky point?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Oh, sorry. Do you
No
think
worries.
that drop that is just before the braking zone?
Yeah.
Does it mess things up?
No,
or is it
I don't
too
think so.
early for
Yeah, it's too early because you brake later than this. Let's see from the Haas perspective, who is on the start finished, and now he's going down, and you brake just after this drop,
Okay.
just a tiny bit after, so it doesn't make a
Okay,
change.
okay.
This corner is very tricky. You have to brake earlier than usual, than you think, because it's a very slow corner and you're coming from the high speed. And yeah, here you just brake at the 100-meter board, going on the curbs. You just have to remember the braking points. That's all.
Okay. Because obviously, I'm asking those questions because I watched and I also seen more races actually on the MotoGP side.
Yeah.
And all these drops are even harder for the motorcycles. I mean,
Yeah.
even this drop before turn 1 is in the middle of the braking zone there, so you have to brake even earlier than usual. So it's just tiny differences. I mean, big differences even between motorcycle racing and car racing. But let's go back to what is going on the track. We have 8 minutes to go, so 10 minutes have passed. We have still Bia from AlphaTauri team in first place.
Yeah, Napadovski is improving, and he just improved his lap. But now we have a first change in the first place. Armengol just did 116.0, very close to 115, but still not yet there. What Haddad will do, he's on the out lap. Let's see what Bial will do. He's improving after the second sector, and he's just going through the last corner, and he might just be on He might be just back at first place. Yes, he is. He's under 116, 115.9, which is fantastic for him. And we have the first driver under 116, but let's see what Haddad will do.
Yes, we are also looking for a bit more drivers to break that barrier. Also, another question for you. Which corner for you is the most, the most spectacular?
The most spectacular?
I think, yeah, because for me, if I look from the outside, I think turn 15, the last corner, is the most pleasing to see.
I think 10-1, if you make it right, it's cool.
Yeah.
This section, the corner before this blind corner, it's very tricky, but if you make it right, if you hit the apex on this second apex, it's very nice. But yeah, I think just 10-1 in general, it's very fast corner. Oh, that was so close.
That was close.
I think it's a desync. I don't think he...
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I think he's not that blind to not see him. And Haddad improved, but just by a little bit because of it.
And I guess he also lost a ton of time going through that final corner and just having to, to back out of it because he had this car. I also think that was a desync, but it was too close.
I hope it wasn't desync, actually. Yeah. Because after the new patch, we have a lot of bugs in this game. A lot of problem with the desync, so hopefully it's not the case. And plus 15 seconds, I don't know if it's his real nickname, but he's improving after the first sector, and Aston Martin is looking strong. But where's Sven Zerner? He's just in P17. He's about to finish the lap. Limitless is in P13 in pit, and Sven Zerner is going for the last corner. And let's see what he can do. It's not gonna be 115. It's gonna be high 116.
116.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe he's aiming for being somewhere around 15th place for the next race. Yeah, I believe that's what he's doing.
Yeah, but also we need to score as many points as possible to in the first race. Obviously the first race is a shorter one.
Yeah.
Only 25%. And we all know that 25% races don't really open the strategic possibilities in general, although you can try to undercut guys ahead by pitting on lap 2, let's say, and just go from then on. But I don't know about tires. That is another situation here.
It's pretty simple, soft mediums. Yeah, mediums to softs. I don't think hards are necessary on this track to slow.
Because we have the hardest possible compounds here. So C1, C2, and C3 compounds are available here. So I guess that's why we have a simple strategy choice here with softs and mediums. But I'm interested how it will look in 50% race, how the tire deck kicks in and how it all changes the dynamic of the race. But we'll have to think about it in less than, let's say, half an hour before this race starts. We're still here. Even Alonso is in 5th and he just started another flying lap.
No. He will back off. But as you can see, look at the gaps. It's very close between top 6. I'm quite surprised with Haddad at the moment. He's just P7, but obviously he was interrupted on his lap last time. And now we are just before the final runs. 3 minutes to go, so nearly everyone is in the pit. And let's wait and see who is going to be the fastest after this qualifying. At the moment, Bial is doing an amazing job. It's the only guy who is under 116, and he's just coming out of the pit. So he wants a free air ahead of him.
And do you think maybe some sort of slipstream can help here, or is it just going to be the start-finish straight and that's all?
Yeah, the problem is that it's the only place when you can do a slipstream is on the start-finish straight.
Yeah.
And that's not good for the second drivers, because he has to... One driver will benefit, but the other driver has to do a lap. Normal lap, so... Yeah, and also, this straight might be long, but I don't know. if it's worth doing it on this track. Let's see, but now we are on board with his teammate, Bial teammate, Schelle. And Haddad is going off the track. He's just letting pass Schelle. I don't know if you say Schelle or Selle. I don't know if it's a Hungarian.
I'll go for Selle because it sounds Hungarian to me, but we're not sure, obviously.
And I'm saying like in Polish, Schelle. So
yeah.
It's not Schelle for sure. So Selle is on the lap and he is, I think, improving. No, he just back out. As you can see, the red flashing light in the back of his car, it means he's harvesting the battery, but his teammate is starting the lap, and his teammate, he's on the provisional pole position. So let's see if he can extend the gap even more.
Yeah, we'll see now going through turn 4. That one is actually an interesting corner because it's a little bit off camber, so it pushes you really wide there, but no problems from BL at least in turn 4. Then turn 5, that one looked really good as well from him. So
but he's just 110 behind his lap, so it's not a great first sector actually. But let's see in the second sector, maybe this is a tricky corner. As you can see, it's so easy to lose the back end because of a elevation change there. It's so easy.
Really, yeah, he went really tight there,
yeah.
For example. That's not what he did on previous laps, and I guess he even clipped the curb on the inside. That's why he might have lost the back end there. Also, another driver going through turn 1 and clipping the curb a little bit too hard because that's what Pui had. And for me, he also lost a little bit of his rear. So, yeah,
he's missing out a bit.
Track.
Let's see, because Red Bull drivers are going to finish, and Limitless is improving by 1/10. Sven Zerner invalidation because of a red map on the right-hand side. It means that he just cut the corner somewhere. Limitless Haddad, it's not really doing well, and he's sliding. So it's not a great qualifying for him. Let's see, because other drivers are finishing the lap now, and where's the 15 seconds? He's here. Armangon is here. Limitless just jumped into P11, which is good for him.
But he was pushed down by an Alpine driver, down back to P11. Now let's look at Selle, who's still in 6th, but he might improve 114, 115.
Wow!
15,
1-2 for AlphaTauri. Nice! This is looking really good for them. Pewitt just didn't improve. What about Alonso? He's improving, but he's in the first sector. What about Haddad? Haddad is not on the good lap. Haddad will not take pole position. Haddad will not even improve his lap. No, he did actually. Okay, so he had a very, very bad first sector last time. He just found a lot of time in the last sector. And I know why. Because of this interrupted lap by AlphaTauri last time.
So that was the problem, but still, he is only for him in P3 behind 2 AlphaTauri guys. Because it looks like no one will beat them. Also,
what about Sven?
Ivan Alonso.
What about Sven?
Like he's not improving.
No,
No.
He's aiming for P15, I believe. There's no way Sven is that slow. There's no way. I don't believe in this. He's just aiming for this P15 in the race.
Yeah, looks like it. And we still have only one driver who might improve. That's Modesto Mena in
he just
18, but he came into the pit lane. So this is the end of qualifying.
Yeah, 1-2 for AlphaTauri. Nice.
Yes. What a drive for these guys. They actually have been, I have to find them, but they have won Group A. That's FuturEsportS.
FuturEsportS. Amazing performance.
They have won Group A.
Just 2 drivers under 116, and these are these guys from Hungary.
Yeah.
FuturEsportS, so they're doing amazing here. Haddad in P3, 56,000 behind P1. So he's there, but he's in P3, not in pole position. But good for Aston Martin as well. They're both cars in top 5, so they can do something from it. And Armengo and Pui from Williams, they are close there as well. So it's looking... Yeah, I can wait for the race between those 3 teams.
I'm looking where the drivers from Williams finished in the group stages, and they actually were the final team that went through. They were 5th in Group B.
Yeah.
So they seem to have better pace right now because, we were obviously saying, well, the AlphaTauri guys have won Group A, the Aston Martin guys have won the Group B. So these are the drivers that have shown potential
Yeah.
earlier. But the guys from Williams, I think I remember seeing them take one podium, and I think that was this wet race in Barcelona 2 weeks ago.
Exactly.
But that was it. So, and also I think they had some bad luck in that race as well because they had a leader who didn't pit when it dried out. Something like that happened. So basically, these guys that are also showing, especially Pewey, is showing a lot of pace right now. And let's go to the race. Let's see the tire strategy. The tire strategies seem to be fairly easy with soft medium strategies, and we can see that the top 10
on
obviously
hard,
starts in
as
soft.
I just said before. No one is.
And we have only Sabo on softs. The rest outside of the top 10 starts in mediums.
Yeah, exactly. And we can expect soft runners to go to the pit at, I don't know, maybe lap 10, something like this, lap 13 max. We'll see.
Yeah.
I've done few races, 50% race length, so I extended the stint till lap 15, I believe. But the good time to pit is like lap 10, lap 13, I think, from softs to mediums. So we'll see, and what will Red Bull drivers will do, because they were very strong, obviously, in the 2 weeks ago in Bahrain, Monza, and Spain. In Spain they were unlucky actually, but will they fight for, I don't know, high positions here, or will they settle for just aiming for this top 15, like the 15th place and 14th place, to start from pole position and second place in the second one? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. This is going to be an interesting race, without a doubt.
So FuturEsportS from 1 and 2, and Haddad from P3 Aston Martin. Let's see who will be leading to the first corner. As you can see, we have a beautiful branding of HyperX on the main star fringe straight. And yeah, let's wait and see. As you can see, it's very dark. I don't know if we going to have a rain, but we don't have these kind of informations, unfortunately. We don't have a Jeff here in the commentary box.
Yeah. We'll need that guy. We'd love to have him, but yeah, we don't have him. Look, the racetrack here is really wide. I think it's almost 20 meters on the start-finish straight, and there is some distance to the first corner, so we might see a few fights just before the first turn, and obviously the first turn is a tricky one. So let's go with the race one tonight, and I think that was a very good start. That was a very good start from Daniela, but also from two AlphaTauri guys. I'm sorry.
He's going to the inside. No, he just left the space on the outside, and the Williams Armengol. No, he didn't make it because the second corner, the next corner was left-hander. Yeah.
But it looked relatively clean right now. Obviously, we have one.
Oh, there's a yellow flag, and we have an incident. Now, Napadovsky just lost the car, spun around.
And that's a big loss, because he started from 7th, or around the top 10 at least, the back end of the top 10, but he's now way down in the last place. So that is probably the biggest loser right now. Limitless, although he's already in 10th, and Sven Zerner is up in 13th.
Maybe that was the strat. They wanted to start on the mediums, new mediums, and
maybe
they wanted to finish race on the softs, and maybe this way they want to finish 1 and 2. I don't know. Maybe that's the strat of this race, because medium to softs is very good strategy, and especially at the end you have a big advantage on the soft tires.
You can see how much quicker was Sven going through the final corner, how much quicker than Svetkov.
And now this quick corner, what he will do, he just brake later.
And that was a very good move from Sven, and looks like he just has a lot of grip advantage already. That's, lap 2.
Yeah.
It started. It just started, and he already seems to have a lot of grip advantage on those guys. Obviously, they are on the same rubber, they are on the same medium compound tires, but it just looks very good for the Red Bull team right now. Obviously, the guys in front are pulling away because they are using their softer compound tires, but they will run out of the grip quicker than they.
Exactly that, and we have 1-2 still of FuturEsports leading the race, yeah.
And Daniela, at least for now, he doesn't seem to
Yeah.
really challenge the guys in front of him. He has Armengol in fourth behind, and obviously there is Tarabukin. I think that was the guy who is, you know, racing under this plus 15 seconds nickname. He is in fifth right now, but he's still a little bit too far behind the Williams ahead of him to attack, at least right now. But DRS will be now available to the front.
Yeah.
And we have two zones, am I right? Yeah, we have
yes.
obviously two DRS zones. So the first one on the start-finish straight, and the second one
here
exiting.
Yeah, exiting this
yes.
10-4. That's a very tricky corner. It's impossible to do it flat out because of elevation change. And now, yeah, let's see if drivers will be more racy after enabling DRS. There's a big straight, long straight DRS detection point, activation point on the main on the start finish straight. It's very late, like it's just after the finish line, or maybe just before. It's quite late actually, so it's not a long distance you have to activate
the
DRS.
activation point is just before the finish line, if I'm correct. So it's not the entire length of this main straight, but it's still a good 700 meters.
Oh, there we have a fight for the last place. And between Napadowski, just he after the spin he came back, and now he just overtook Lexus, so he's coming back, and we have first
He's obviously
penalty as well.
Yeah, he obviously he could have got a penalty, I think, on the first lap, but Napadowski is, I mean, having to use his soft tires. Right now we have a fight between Yorpa and Ivan Alonso going through turn one. That's a nice beat of fight, and it's the Alpine driver who comes out on top. Not really, because it looked like Ivan tried to regroup and tried to maybe take back his 8th place, but it was better to be on the outside through turn 4 again, because it looks like, because it's a very fast corner, but also what do you say? I said that earlier.
Yeah, it's
obviously
very tricky.
Negative camber there.
Yeah, it's very tricky elevation change, and it's hard to.
Yeah.
Oh, had a big snap of oversteer. Now a bit closer to AlphaTauri in front, and I don't know if he's. I don't think he's going to overtake them now. And sorry for the mistake. It's not the 50% race lane. I was talking about strategy, pitting lap 13. Obviously, they will pit much sooner than that because it's a 25% race.
You can see the amount of fastest laps right now, and we have Ivan Alonso pitting.
Yeah.
Just coming back to turn 4, obviously it's off camber, it's the elevation change, as you've said, so it's better to be on the outside when you're fighting with someone. But yeah, we've said that Ivan Alonso came into the pit lane from the soft tires, obviously putting on some new medium tires, and he will actually try to undercut the guys ahead of him. We have a nice train though in the front. We have Sella and Bial fighting for that first, not really fighting, but defending on those first 2 places. And we also have Ferrari and Alfa Romeo fighting, obviously, but fighting for P13. And it is Daniel Girado who came through on Modesto Mena.
Indeed, and let's see if the undercut is powerful. We had Alonso in the pit, the first driver to pit, and let's see if he's going to undercut few people, because we have a whole field compressed pretty much. And what will AlphaTauri will do? No, they are not going to the pit. They are extending the stints, but is anyone else coming to the pit? No.
Not really.
Interesting. I don't know if it was planned by Alonso to pit. No, we have actually. It's
Those are
Saboconi.
the guys.
It's
yeah,
Sobrino.
and
Sobrino.
So these are the guys from the basically back end of the field.
Yeah.
Not really the guys we wanted to see in the pit lane, at least right now. Napadovsky, though, he is trying to maybe fight Iker Bana from Mercedes, but he's still behind him. He might get through on him because the Mercedes driver does not have the DRS, and he goes down the inside into turn 4. That was an easy move. Although he made a mistake there, he actually overshot that corner, but he's still behind, ahead of the Mercedes. But I think there was a little bit of contact between them because Flex's Marcy went through.
Yeah, indeed. Iker Bina, Mercedes guy, he just... Baena. He just moved under braking, maybe not under braking, he just changed the direction too late, in my opinion. That was quite dangerous. But still, there was no major contact, no major crash between those two guys, so Napadovsky could overtake him, and also Flex's Marcy took the opportunity of this fight and overtook them.
We have first bidders. We have Jorpa, we have Cvetko, we have Modesto Mano, we have Daniel Girado, we have Napadovsky. So finally, we have some drivers in the pit lane. I'm actually confused why the guys from Haas actually came in on the same lap, because we have Cvetkov and Napadovsky.
That's a miscommunication for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, how does this happen? How this happened? It's the first time I see it. Or maybe it's a glitch and he's actually stuck. Well, that was a slow stop maybe. Anyway, but yeah, that was too quick for the double stack in this game.
It almost looked like a real double stack. And
yeah.
That was the first time we've seen something like that in this game, but it was maybe a glitch because he was waiting there for a long time to come out of the pit lane. But yeah, we've had these drivers in the pit lane. Cvetkov is the highest classified guy who has taken on soft tires. And he has made his pit stop, so he's now in P15, so let's watch him. Also, let's come back to the leaders. Also, the other question, where is Jorpa and Ivan Alonso? There is Sele coming to the pit lane. There is also Tarabuki and Pui coming into the pit lane, so 3 cars right now are in the pit lane. Where is Jorpa and Ivan Alonso? Jorpa, who came earlier, came ahead of Ivan Alonso, and he's still 2.5 seconds ahead of him.
You lose around 23-4 seconds in the pit lane, and as you can see, this is a gap to the leader. Alonso is losing 30 seconds, half a minute, and Sela, as you can see,
we have
a safety car.
Bana, who has retired.
No, we don't have a.
Not really a safety car right now, but he went through. He went straight in turn 3. Possibly. I mean, to me, it looks like a very weird spot to crash your car. So maybe some sort of, I don't know, glitch, maybe some sort of problem with the steering wheel, for example. That's what happened there.
24 seconds, Sela. The gap between Sela and Bial. So this is how much you lose in the pit lane. For your information, Alonso is half a minute, as I said before. So he's 6 seconds behind. So this undercut didn't really work. And yeah, let's see. He's Sela is just, I think, ahead of Bial, who is pitting. He will just come out behind. Bial will come out behind, I believe, his teammate. But let's see.
Yeah, let's see. Obviously, we have Daniela and we have Armengo. We have Sven in the pit lane as well. So it doesn't look too bad for them. Sven actually coming after only 8 full laps on those mediums.
Interesting, but
maybe a bit interesting situation.
It's not too early for this race, but I think it's a good call. And as you can see, just ahead of his teammate, but his teammate has a very good. As I said, his teammate had a racing line, and he used that. And it also overtook Daniele Haddad. Sela is leading the race. No, Bial.
Daniela's trying to come back on Bial because Sela is actually in the net lead, but Daniela tries to maybe go around the outside in turn 5 on Bial, and still he is behind him. He goes actually very wide there, but the fight still goes on through turn 6, now into turn 7. Daniela will have the inside here, and also into turn 8, and Daniela Haddad makes a beautiful move on Bial, and that is what he wanted to do. He's now just behind Sela and the guys ahead, so Perez, Limitless, and Via Compa, if I'm right, is the next guy in front. But these guys have not pitted, and they are only 16 seconds ahead of Salah.
Yeah, let's see the gap to the leader. So 21 seconds gap to the leader, Sella. So he will easily be ahead of him. Perez will come out around 3 seconds behind Sella. So he will fit in 7th, 8th place, something like this. Or just behind Armengol. Perez is not pitting yet, actually. This is interesting. He's on the soft tires. And Daniele Haddad just overtook Sella. I didn't see that, sorry for this. I didn't show it. But Daniele Haddad is a net leader at the moment. And
it seemed like an easy move on the start.
Yeah, it's the DRS is so powerful in this game, so if you have a DRS, it's an easy pass. But yeah, Daniele now will not have DRS, and I don't believe he's going to make a gap over 1 second over Sella. Sella will just keep his pace because he will use DRS, and Sella is very quick tonight, especially on this track. So let's see if Haddad has some kind of strategy for last few laps. And as you can see, he's very slow actually, Haddad. The Sella is... Oh my god. I don't know if Haddad is driving slow on purpose. What?
And there is a contact.
I believe that... yeah, this is a dessing.
Yeah,
this is a dessing. This is a dessing. Unfortunately, that's what happened in qualifying with Sella. The same thing. That's why.
Indeed, so let's go away from Daniela because we will not get any information on him. Here we are looking at Biel and Sella, but Daniela may be ahead of them, maybe way behind them. We just don't know.
Daniela disqualified.
These things, as you've seen. Yeah, I mean, that's not really what... Okay, I'm now confused. Very much, actually.
Yeah, I mean, it's a problem with... This is the problem, the common problem after the new patch. A lot of people have dessing, so this is absolutely crazy with this game. But what can we do? What can we do?
Probably nothing.
Nothing, but Sven Zerner is flying. He just done fastest lap of the race. He's on the soft tires. He has a chance to win this race if he can overtake all these guys ahead of him, and he's chasing them very, very quickly. But obviously we don't have... I don't think we have enough time for him. He doesn't have enough time to win this race, I believe, unfortunately. But let's see, maybe I'm wrong. We have still 4 laps after this. Sorry, 5 laps after this. So who knows? He's closing very quick. Limitless is still on the track, and Perez, that's really surprising. I don't know what, maybe they're waiting for a safety car or something.
Maybe Perez is doing a zero stopper on those soft tires. I mean, like, right now, obviously, it still
it's
looks
illegal,
like
obviously.
It would be a good strategy. Yeah, obviously. Modesto Mena now says the fastest lap. And this is a fight between Armengol and Tarabukin, who's looking really good here. Obviously, we don't know where really Daniele Haddad is because we are seeing that he's disqualified, but that might be the case, not be the case. And Tarabukin hit the back of Sella, and that really happened.
He just broke the front wing, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. And yeah, he has 2 more races to go. Depends if he's going to take part in those 2 races. And yeah, he's losing other position. Oh, he doesn't have a front wing. It's hard to race with anybody with a broken front wing. And let's see if the Perez, is he pitting? No, I don't know. What is he doing? He's waiting for safety car or something. I don't know. Limitless is not pitting either.
They're going for a one-stopper. I mean, no stopper even.
And they want to be disqualified or what?
Joking.
Okay. I believe it started to rain, or maybe I'm blind or something, or maybe I see different things.
Really, yeah, I cannot really confirm.
Maybe they are waiting for the rain. That's what is going on.
That looks like it. That looks like it. And
yes, I can see few spots. I can see few spots. I'm not blind. I can see like tiny few spots. Like tiny spots of the rain.
Yeah. So we're waiting.
Yes, I can see it. I can see it.
Open up.
That's why they were waiting for it.
Because if they do, these guys, Perez and Limitless, might be in the best possible
Yeah, you can see
situation.
clearly there is a rain.
Yeah. So we were waiting for that rain. We were actually curious if this rain would come, and it came. I mean, on lap 13, but it really came, and it might be a strategic masterstroke from Perez and Limitless.
Yeah, but it's not raining really hard. It's raining slowly, but progressively. And yeah,
Still 4 laps to go, though.
Yeah, 4 laps to go, and let's see if there is a fight here, because our main goal is very close to Sele, but Sele has a DRS. But yeah, he's closing, has a lot of speed because of a slipstream. Are on the outside now.
There's a yellow flag, though. There's a yellow flag as well in turn 8.
Yeah, it's plus 50 seconds. That's a terrible first race for Aston Martin. Obviously, Haddad has no, he doesn't have, like, it's not his fault that he didn't finish this race. And as you can see, he didn't leave the space, Sele, on the outside, but he doesn't have to because he had the racing line and he was ahead of him. So all good here, but what about the rain? It's not really getting harder. It's raining slowly. You can see the spots of the rain. It's not really getting wet.
Indeed, but the guys Perez and Limitless might still wait, you know, two laps.
They have to pit before the last lap. They have to do this.
Obviously. They have to. But they can wait 2 laps. So if the heavens open up in 2 laps, they are going to maybe not win the race, because still they are what?
Yellow flag, that's Ferrari.
Ferrari, that's Sabrino round. And turn 12, if I am correct. But yeah, that wasn't the best race for Ferrari guys either way. Although Modesto Man is still inside the top 10. But yeah, Perez and Limitless. Perez has around 20-second advantage over Bielsa. If it really starts to rain, he might still win this race if he hits.
To be honest, I don't believe. It's going slow, you know. The track is slowly getting wet. I don't see even wet patches. I just see the drops of rain. Yeah. That's all I can see.
I'm with you on this one.
We have a fight for top 10, for 10th place. And yeah, he went wide, Vaila Campa, but he just defended the position. And Sven is not doing really good now. Like, he didn't close the gap to the leaders. Is it for the Inters?
I think
it's obviously too early for Inters. No, he's just fitting mediums. He realized that it's really, the track is getting wet too slowly. It's not gonna be for Inters ready. It's not ready for the Inters. And it's not gonna be.
His situation doesn't really look too bad, because he is just ahead of Sven right now. He has.
Is he?
By far
yes, he is. Interesting.
Right now.
Yeah, 2 laps to go.
He is by...
Oh, he done a great job on the soft tires and on the used softs, the very used softs. That's really interesting. Obviously, Limitless has to pit this lap, because otherwise he will be disqualified. He has to use different compound. But I don't believe he's going to fit Inters. Like, it's just too early for Inters, just early.
But if Limitless takes on some new soft tires, you know?
Yeah, just for 1 lap.
Might be, but for 1 lap, he might be around P10, P11. He might gain something on the final lap.
Who knows, maybe.
And we have 15 seconds again, causing a yellow flag in turns 1, 2, and 3. Possibly even in turn 4, but yeah, Limitless counts into the pit lane. Obviously, he will
soft
take
tires.
on.
Obviously, has to. Yeah. Shame for him that the strategy didn't work.
But he tried.
He tried, yeah.
And that's what counts, really.
Yeah, he doesn't have this under control, the weather system, so... He's coming out. Where is he coming out? In P11, just in front of Alfa Romeo. Obviously, this corner is very tight, and he is ahead. Maybe he can finish in the P10 if he use his fresh soft tires, because Daniel Guardio has 9 laps old soft tires, so he will be way quicker than him. But let's go back to the leaders. 1 and 2 for FuturEsports. That's a dream start in the championship for this team. Aston Martin, 0 points. Alpha Tauri, which is FuturEsports, obviously, 46, if I'm correct, because 25 and 21 you get.
Yeah, 46.
46 points. Huge.
Yeah, it's huge. But look at the guys from Williams. They are also 3 and
Yeah,
P3 and P4.
bro.
So it also
Alpine,
is worth
5 and 6.
a lot of points.
And
So it looks
Sile.
like teams are together.
Sile winning the race for FuturEsports. Bial coming second for FuturEsports, 1 and 2. And we have a penalty for Yorpa. So he dropped down to P7. And where is Limitless? Just behind. But in P10 actually. Because of someone's penalty, I believe. But he didn't manage to overtake Daniel. And this is how it looks. Very interesting race. Shame maybe that the rain didn't get a bit harder, but yeah, it is what it is. And shame, I feel so bad for Haddad. Like, it's not his fault at all that he had the dissing with one of the Alpha Tauris, and he was just fighting for the lead with a dissing car, and he's out of the race. And basically Aston Martin has 0 points, and this team was obviously the strongest, like looking the strongest out of every teams, and this team has 0 points, and FuturEsports has 46 points. That's a huge lead.
I mean, that's huge, and that is basically a lead that in no way AlphaTauri is going to make up, even in the next 2 races. Obviously, we have an interesting race coming up shortly. 50% distance on the same circuit with reverse grid.
Yes.
I mean, this is going to be an interesting race.
Yes.
And also, for the final, we have a short dash at Suzuka. Again, 25% race distance, but with 1 shot qualifying. So we still have plenty of racing to go, and the situation might change quickly.
Yeah, just can wait for this second race. Hopefully it's gonna be in the mixed conditions. And yeah, reverse grid. So Sele will start from P15, Bial will start from P14. But they won the race here. The first race, they've got 46 points. They still have second race, even though they will start from P15 and P14. They can score big points because it's a 50% race length, not 25. So they have, you know, much more time to recover from those positions. Limitless will start from P6, and from pole position will start Napadowski will start. So yeah, it's good for him because he had an issue at the first lap for at the beginning of the race, and he was last, and now he will start from the first place. So completely reverse situation for him. And shame for Haddad, he will start from P20, unfortunately. Yeah, he can't do anything about that. And yeah, let's see how it's going to finish.
Indeed. So yeah, it looks like it's a bad situation for Daniel Haddad this first race, but I'm sure he will bounce back. I mean, we know that he's quick here.
Yeah, he's F1 esports driver, so I believe he will do well. But as you could see, a lot of drivers just improved the pace for this championship, especially, you know, it's a new track, so everyone just practice a lot. But Daniel Haddad didn't have an easy time here. He was P3 in quali. FuturEsports is very well prepared for this event, especially for this circuit. So it's really, really interesting situation, and Haddad has a mountain to climb for this second race to go from P20. I don't know what's the realistic goal for him. I think obviously top 10, top 5 maybe.
Top 5 is possible, definitely, for him. For a driver of his format, is,
yeah,
you know, it's really possible. he will definitely use I'm sorry, a different strategy to others. So he may gain a lot on it, but he may also lose a lot on it. So we'll have to pay close attention to him. It will be really crucial to make up as many positions as he can on lap 1, though. Laps 1 until the laps where you can, obviously gain a lot of positions really quickly and also set yourself up for the entire race. So this is going to be interesting to see how Daniele Haddad starts the second race. It's also interesting to see how others will fare there, because some drivers will have some maybe difficulties with the longer distance, and the tire strategy that worked well in on the 25% race distance and will be completely different on the 50% race distance. Although I think it's going to be a one-stopper. And as we've seen by, I think, Perez, you can really have a really good pace in soft tires for quite a long time. So
yeah, softs are good on this track.
Softs are good.
And
softs are good. I mean, for me, they are a bit too hard.
Yeah,
the allocation may be a little bit too hard on these on this harder side. But the reason why it is like that is obviously the amount of quick corners there, the amount of load changes on the circuit. So that's why the Pirelli have decided to bring the hardest possible allocation. I hope, though, that if Formula One ever comes back to this circuit, I think it will, but I guess it's going to be hard next year. But anyway, if Formula One comes back to this circuit, I hope they will get better and a little bit more softer tires.
Let's hope for that. We are changing the session because we had an issue with desync of Haddad, so hopefully this desync issue will go away, I hope. But as you can see, guys, after the new patch, the game is way more glitched than ever before. It's ever more glitched than F1 2020. So let's pray for that everything will be all right. And it's a 50% race, so this time I believe the pit lap for soft tires, it's around lap 10 to 15, and you have to you will start on the new soft tires because there is no qualifying for this race, so everyone will use new tires, and also everyone can choose whatever tires they want. So P1 can choose medium tires because there is no qualifying for it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting what tire choice. I believe like someone like Haddad, I believe he will start on soft tires.
That might make sense because everyone outside of the top 10 will probably start on a medium tire.
Yeah, exactly.
So for him to start on softs, it will give him a lot of advantage on the first laps. A lot of grip advantage, obviously. And the question is, how long can he carry those softs? Because I guess, as we've seen in the first race, they are quite durable on this track.
Yes,
so
they are.
He might even go until lap 20 and put on mediums, but he will be way faster than the guys who have pitted on lap 10. So he will have, 10 laps advantage on those, newer mediums. So that is also an interesting situation, an interesting dynamic that this new race distance throws. It's an interesting dynamic that is, opened up here. We're still waiting for the race to start because, as we've said, we had a lobby change.
Yeah, we had to, obviously. And it's a time for commercials from our sponsors. Oops, sorry. A bit small mistake. He changed a bit.
Yeah,
he looks younger.
This interface, yeah.
Yeah.
But we are back right now, and that was a great timing because we are actually just seconds away from starting the formation lab before the round 2 of tonight's Champions League playoff round 1. I'm sorry, I was saying round 9. I don't know why, because it's obviously round 1 of playoffs tonight, not round 9. I think we are not going to have round 9, at least that's from what I know, unless, I don't know, there is a popular demand to have round 9 of playoffs. But yes, anyway, we are ahead of the start of the formation lab for tonight's second race tonight, and we're talking that this is going to be an interesting race because Daniela Haddad starts this far back, because it's a 50% race, because the tire strategies will be interesting, although they might be quite simple, and it will be an interesting race because it's raining.
It's raining, and it's raining really hard. Hopefully it's gonna dry up at some point, because wet race usually is very boring. In this game, it's difficult to pass other people because you don't have a DRS, but yeah, let's hope it's gonna be interesting race with mixed conditions. We will start the race on the very, very wet track, so let's see how it's going to be. So let's go to the track then.
It looks Inter to me, so
looks Inter there. Yeah, the people are on the Inter tires.
Yeah,
as you can see,
there's a possibility that the rain might ease up and might even go away after a few laps. We have 33 laps of the race to go, so almost an hour of racing ahead of us. So yeah, we might get an interesting race with changeable conditions. That might be a good situation for Daniela Haddad, though.
Yeah, if it's going to be a mixed conditions, then yes. If it's going to stay like this for entire race, it's not an easy race for him because he will not have a DRS, and we have a disqualification for Alonso from the formation lap. Obviously, he will take a part in the race. It's just a disqualification from formation lap. Yeah, and I hope it's just a mixed conditions. You know, it will dry up. That's what I'm hoping for. Obviously.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the same because, as you've said, wet races, they might be interesting for some moments, but more or less they're boring because it's very tough to overtake in wet in this game because of the gaps are so small and because you don't have the DRS that makes overtaking almost impossible in the game. But let's leave it. We have Napadovsky on the pole position, the guy who had terrible luck on the first lap of the first race. He was actually in the at the back of the field after spinning around turn 5. Now he starts in P1. We have Flexus Marcy in P2. We have Ivan Alonso, I'd say another unlucky driver from the first race because Ivan was really quick in qualifying and he was really quick in the first stint, but then just lost a lot of ground during the pit stops, etc., etc. So that's why he starts from P3. Then we have Tsvetkov in 4th, also an interesting prospect for especially Haas team. They have two because they have 2 drivers to the top 4. We have Villakampa in 5th and Limitless in 6th.
That's some good information that we have. 15 seconds has left the session. I hope. Oh, Svetkov just left the session.
Okay.
Maybe there is a. We have other people. Other people leaving the session. Another person just left the session. This is not really looking good.
Yeah.
I don't know if
it's a restart. It's a restart. It's going to be a restart. I am seeing right now. Because there was a desync between the players already.
Yeah. As you can see.
So yeah, we can come back to us in the lobby.
I mean, the game is broken.
restart.
I don't think, like, you can see in every league there is a desync. Like every race in the league, there is a desync. After the new patch, it's undrivable for the league racing at the moment.
I mean, I agree with you. Actually, we were talking when we came on here that on Friday we were doing a league race in Poland. Actually, one of the bigger Polish leagues. And we were going in Monaco, and you know, we've had similar problems to what we are seeing right now.
Like 10 people just desynced, like completely. So you couldn't see 10 people, and yeah, it's just crazy. I commentated today my league, my own league, Polish league, and same thing, desync, like a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you have to be lucky to do the race. But anyway, we have new lobby, so we will restart the race in a few seconds. I mean, not seconds, in a few minutes. Most likely 5 minutes, maybe even less than 5 minutes. But, you know, it's something that we can do, obviously, restart the lobbies, but it just is tiring sometimes.
I think it's going to continue. We have to cancel it. Like, this is really amazing that it's unbelievable that Codemaster did this. Like, they don't do anything with this, and I mean, it's crazy.
Let's maybe leave it for now, because it's also not good to only, you know, to complain all the time.
Exactly.
But obviously, we know the situation is not acceptable. Let's just say it's unacceptable to some extent. Obviously, bugs are a normal thing to some extent, but the amount of bugs that has been in this game, especially since the game was, you know, released, and especially since that patch came on Monday, is unacceptable. And you know, it's, again, you can live with the bugs to some extent. You can, you know, restart the sessions. You can try to go on like that, but after sometimes it gets tiring. After some time, it, you know, you just start questioning, is it even, you know, worth doing leagues? I think personally it's worth it, obviously, but
it's just impossible, you know, after the new patch. Like,
tiring,
it's really
but again,
not good.
Let's leave it, because I don't want to look like we're complaining all the time. And we've had a brilliant race one.
Yeah, it was
so,
a brilliant
it just
race.
shows that if you don't have any problems, the racing is really the best racing you can get. But, you know, we just need to have a little bit of luck on your side. I hope we will get this luck tonight. We're still waiting for a few drivers to join us, and we will do the race too. I'm just looking if the drivers are joining, and the drivers are joining the lobby. Some of them have just, you know, decided to restart the game just to make sure they don't have problems on their sides as well. It's obviously advisable to do so. But apart from that, we're now waiting for the host, or the league host, sorry, to
someone is tired.
Nah, not tired. That would be too easy. What time is it? It's 10 p.m. here. I woke up around 11 a.m. So yeah, I mean, it's only 11 hours. So, or no, not even 11 hours. Yeah, 11 hours. I mean, my maths is terrible, but yeah, it's only 11 hours. So I'm not really that tired. But
maybe we can talk about the race. Who is a surprise for you? Maybe. Who is a surprise from the first race? Yeah, from the first race. Who was the surprise for you? For me, obviously, FuturEsportS. Just I don't even want to say that, but they just Haddad couldn't do anything about them in qualifying, and they just prepared very well. I'm surprised that they are beating Haddad. You know, so that's a positive surprise, obviously, and yeah. So that's my
So
surprise.
for me, the biggest surprise was I think Perez going 15 laps out of 17 on those soft
Yeah,
tires
soft
and
tires.
being able
Incredible.
to come out in the top, was it top 6 even, I think. So he finished the race in the top 6. So that was a really good drive, from the perspective of taking care of your tires, like, I don't know, like Jenson Button used to do it, or Sergio Perez does it now to some extent. So that was a really good drive from that perspective.
To have this kind of pace on the whole tires, it's very
Yeah.
very
And
good.
he actually seemed to gain on Limitless, who was on mediums that, had the same amount of laps done. But obviously, after 15 laps, you would expect the mediums to be way quicker than the softs. Wasn't the case with Perez.
Yeah, it wasn't the case. Perez is very quick. It's not obviously Sergio Perez.
Yeah, but maybe that's the Perez thing.
Yeah,
you can be really quick, and you can you can extend the life of your tires if you're just named Perez. I don't know, but it looks like it after watching this drive. Also, I think the Alpine team in general was a little bit of a surprise on the positive side as well. Same with Williams. Obviously, we knew that these drivers are quick, but we didn't really expect them to be, in positions from the 3rd place to 7th place, the 6th place this race. We're thinking that Aston Martin guys will be there, and they will be fighting, obviously, with the Alpha Tauris for the win, and that didn't happen. And that obviously allowed Williams and Alpine to jump and take those positions from 3rd to 6th.
Exactly. We are still waiting for one driver from Williams to come and join us in the lobby. So yeah, we are still not. Yeah, we didn't start yet. So let's hope. Hopefully, he will join very quick, and he is in the lobby, I believe now. But we are still waiting.
But from what I am reading from the driver's chat, the rain is going to go away during the race.
That's perfect. That's
if
what
we
I'm
have
happy about.
Custom weather. Yeah, if we are able to obviously set custom weather, and I think we are. I think that didn't change.
Yeah,
the rain will rain for just about 2/3 of the race, and it will dry out after that. So obviously, finding that moment when it stops raining and you can put on slicks is going to be crucial. It's going to be crucial in a good position before, but also it's going to be crucial to find the best crossover point and jump ahead of everyone.
That's the beauty of racing in changing conditions. So yeah, just can wait to see it, and who will use these changing conditions to their advantage. So let's hopefully have a good race and no problem with things or anything like this.
Let's I think it's just the time to maybe not say problems with this, but let's just not talk about it, and hopefully that doesn't happen. We just
it's like a
we're
bad
not
demon.
calling it. Yeah, it's a bad demon, so we just don't call its name, and
yeah,
hopefully it disappears. I mean, I hope that's the case, because if not, then we are in for a long evening. And I hope to maybe not go to sleep, but I hope to watch IndyCar race. Is actually on right now. Yeah, I mean,
it's Grosjean driving.
Yes, obviously he's right now in P11, if I'm correct. But he's in a field that has already done more stops than the leaders, so it's it's also it's basically shaken up a little bit right now. But
yeah,
Grosjean is driving, and he didn't crash the pace car as he did yesterday. That happened. I mean, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday.
Yeah.
That he crashed the pace car. Obviously, that's a little bit of a joke, but he crashed it for, let's say, for entertainment purposes. Yeah, I think that's a good word for that. But yeah, obviously they're all driving, and Grosjean actually is now. Oh my God, he's doing really well. Let's say that. But anyway, I'm obviously not going to commentate on the race that is happening just on the second screen, because that's not what I am supposed to do right now. I'm just supposed to talk about Portimao, that is, well,
They're
let's
still
say,
waiting.
minutes away from starting. Yes.
Still waiting. If you have any questions, guys, you can just send a message in the comment section here. I will try to answer them. Maybe Julio can answer them. Because we are still waiting, and yeah, we just want to commentate the race.
One
Can't
thing
wait for it.
about the weather again, I'm seeing that we have custom weather set up.
Yeah.
We have three squares that are, customizable. The first square shows rain. The second square shows, well, partly cloudy. That's the second weather, and the final weather is full sun. So we're going to see rain for maybe a third of the race, at most half of the race.
We are about to start, and there's a countdown, so let's go to the racing, and hopefully this time no problem, no issues. And yeah, let's have a great race.
Demons go away, something like that. And let's hope it goes away, really, because it seems like it's going to be an interesting race, especially with the changeable weather. That's the best weather you can get, the best weather conditions you can get. So let's just hope the rain goes away, quickly enough, but also late enough that you can have this strategic uncertainty, about the tires, which slicks you can put on and be as fast as possible. So we're, I guess, even closer to starting the race. I thought it was 20 seconds before we go to the lobby, but it's even less than 20 seconds. So we are on the track. We're waiting for the drivers to just load up their setups.
Yeah, you have to remember to load your setup, obviously.
Yeah,
because there is no qualifying. And let's see, why is it Portugal again? It's because I think it's a new track, and we want to see like a proper 50% race on this track. That's why I think.
Plus, it's a very interesting circuit, and I'm a fan of it. So, I mean, I haven't chosen these circuits just to be sure, but
yeah,
I'm a fan of Portimao, so I'm really happy that it's here. But obviously, I am still waiting for Imola and Jeddah, because these are also very. I mean, Jeddah less because it just seems to
just plastic, fantastic.
But Imola,
old
track as
old good circuit, and I wish to see Mugello, but obviously it wasn't this season, so they will not do it. All right, let's go back to the track, and as you can see, we are on a formation lap, wet, but not very wet, into tires, and it is about to dry up at some point, which is obviously what we want. We want mixed conditions, and hopefully, yeah.
But it's obviously a contact between the drivers, so it's not a desync, at least right now. So hopefully it's not.
Could be actually, but hopefully not. Could be.
Yeah. Could be,
I mean, Limitless is way down. He should be in P6. He lost a lot of positions at the formation lap.
He's just making them up. He's just, making them up. So
yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, the drivers can see him. Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Hi, Tommy.
So yeah, let's wait, and hopefully it's not a problem. I'm not seeing any problems from the drivers, so this time I think we should be good to go, which is exactly what you want to see.
Yep. Let's see who is going to make a good start. Who is going to... Oh, we have a car standing. It was Yorpa. Yeah, he just spun around, hopefully by himself.
Yeah.
I'm still talking about those demons. Yeah, so hopefully no demons, and we can start the race, proper race here in Portimao. 50% race length. So we have another disqualification. This is not looking really good, Julio.
I mean, Sella from Alpha Tauri, so the race winner from the first round. I mean, hopefully it's just It's just, it's just their problems, not the problem that we've agreed not to talk about because it brings bad luck if we're talking about it. But yeah, let's hope
Interesting
it's
tire
good
choice.
to go. And
We have Inter, Sweats, and penalty. There was a
oh god,
glitch with the
Oh, God.
graphic. And yeah, let's go racing again. Second time in Portimao, but this time twice. Look, 2 times longer distance, 5 lights, and away we go. And let's see if there is anything going on in the back of the field. It is in the middle of the field for sure. Oh, I think
Yeah.
it's a dissing again.
Yeah,
There is no way that
it is these things.
they crash into each other just like this. There's no way.
The drivers were complaining at the end of the formation lap that there are some problems
Why you
with
didn't tell
desync
me
again.
that?
We have a safety
You
car.
didn't want to tell me that.
I didn't want to tell you that because I was, checking if that was one driver or not, but it just looks like we are going to postpone the race. at
Yeah, I
least
mean,
right
there's
now,
no
because-
other way. This is unbelievable. But this is what it is at the moment in this game.
Let's also wait for the official
Yeah,
confirmation.
for sure.
If it's just Portimao that is going to be postponed, or is it going to be Japan? Yeah, we're going to continue with Japan. So let's just
Okay.
we're going with a 25% race with Japan. That's what I'm getting. So we're still, going to race tonight, but obviously not here in Portimao.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because as I said, I love this track, but there are issues that you cannot.
Yeah, we don't have a control on this. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it just happened
Okay,
after the
so-
new patch. So, yeah, hopefully in Japan, a new track, it will, this problem would disappear with desync. I don't know if that's the case. If you switch the tracks, that problem would disappear, but hopefully.
I don't know. Let's see, because we have. I mean, the official or almost official information right now is that we're going to Japan. We're going to do a 25% race.
And one-shot quali.
With one-shot quali, yes, and we will finish on that note.
Yeah. Yeah, and what can I say? It's a shame because this race would be very, very interesting with mixed conditions and seeing how that's going through the field. Also, FuturEsportS going through the field from P15 and 14th. But yeah, it is what it is. That's the reality with this game.
But at least the guys from FuturEsportS especially can basically finish those 2 races in 1-2 positions if they execute a really good race in Japan too. But it's a big shame for Aston Martin guys. They haven't scored anything in the first race. They were, in a good position to capitalize on those mixed conditions in the second race in Portimao, and now they have to make sure that everything goes right for them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're going to leave tonight with no points.
Yeah, I don't know if the points will be accepted after the first race. Like, if the first race is obviously confirmed, with the results are confirmed. Like, if it's going to this even is, I don't know if it's going to be postponed. We'll see.
Yeah.
But still, we have one chance to see if we can do some racing tonight, and it's with
The only possibility.
yeah, the only possibility, the only chance. Still waiting for a new lobby be created, and later for sure I would just check Limitless Stream just to see what he saw, because that's really interesting.
I'd say he saw a lot of desynchronized drivers and drivers flying around. obviously I'm joking, but Limitless actually didn't finish. He crashed on the first turn of this second attempt to run the race in Portimao.
Yeah.
Let's just stop talking about it again. Hopefully, it's not an issue in Japan. Also, hopefully, we get. I'm sorry. I just sort of freeze for a bit, but happens when you're ill. Let's say I'm not ill, but I'm having some. Let's say the end of a normal common cold. But anyway, I was thinking that if we stop talking about the D6, that finally maybe after 3 attempts it goes away. It's just the only thing you can do, because otherwise we are in a terrible situation, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Also, one question, one important information: the formation lap will be turned off in Japan, so we will be doing one-shot quali, and then we will be straight going into the race without formation lap.
That's really interesting.
It's thought to be one of the main reasons why
there's a dissing.
We've had these things.
Yeah, let's see. Maybe that's the way to deal with it at the moment. If there is no new patch on the horizon coming from Codemasters. But yeah, I'm still waiting for the lobby to be. I think it's created, but I'm just waiting for obviously invitation. And yeah, hopefully we can have a good race in Japan. No problems, no issues.
And finish the night before 11 p.m. local time. It's 10 p.m. before 10 p.m. UK time. But we've got an invite, so we will. We will race shortly, hopefully, as we've said. One-shot quali in Japan, and then a 13-lap race.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. In this race, you will not do much with the strategy. It's pretty simple: soft, medium, softs. It's a short race, so one-shot quali is very, very interesting format. I really like it because you have one chance to do a good lap, and you can invalidate the lap and you will stop from P20. So
yeah,
you have to be careful and also go for it.
That is a very stressful situation to be in as a driver.
Yeah,
I think probably the most stressful situation you can really get in league racing. One-shot quali. I mean, it's tough, but again, it's what what separates the normal guys from the biggest league racer, from the biggest esport drivers here. So it's something you need to learn, and you have to deal with it. I mean, what else you can do?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this pressure of one lap, it's so hard to manage. I know it by myself. I'm not good at doing, one lap under pressure. I much rather prefer racing. But yeah, you just too much. You want this lap to be good. You don't want to, make mistakes, and therefore you overthink too much, and that's where mistakes happens because you are not focused. You are just focused on the not making mistakes, but you are not focused on actual driving. So you have to really change the mindset, change the way of thinking. One shot quality, one lap you have. So yeah, I mean, for me, I don't feel that much pressure in one shot quality actually, because it's like straight into the big water, and you don't have time to feel the pressure actually. In the normal qualifying, this pressure builds up every minute. This is kind of different, and for me it's way more stressful to do a normal quali other than just one shot, because
that's an interesting point.
That's how I see it.
That's an interesting point. I mean, it's interesting to me also, I'm not gonna lie, because you'd think you have this 18-minute, for example, normal short qualifying, that you have unlimited amount of attempts, so you can mess up as many laps as you can. But Then obviously, if you invalidate one lap, then second lap, then third one, the pressure builds up
Yeah,
even, I guess, higher than here if you just mess up this one lap.
that's what I was saying. Because the pressure, it's yeah, it doesn't have time to build up, in one shot.
And especially
shot
for
quality.
you, you're a driver who's quicker in race pace than in quali pace, at least from my let's say observations.
Yeah.
And you feel way better in fighting the guys. So here you don't really have time to feel that, oh, it's qualifying, I need to be really quick. I just I'm doing a quick lap and then it's straight to the race.
Yeah, racing is all about long game, and you just don't feel this pressure of one lap.
Yeah.
And you just focus on the situation, what's going on the track, and you just obviously the first few laps sometimes are stressful, but after a few laps you just get used to it because the race is long, and you don't have this kind of pressure. That's how it works. That's how I see this. So I remember once in F1 esports I did China race when I started from P14, finished P8, and first few laps I was shaking so much, like the pressure won't go away because I didn't want to mess up, because I had a very good start, like gained 4 positions at the start, and I didn't want to mess up, and I was in a good position. And the pressure was so high, like after 7 laps I still had a shake, like my foot was shaking still. But yeah, depends how much of a deal it is, how big, in what kind of a championship you are racing. F1 esports is obviously the highest, so it's different pressure.
Yeah, I understand that 100%, mate. I think we're almost ready to go. I'm seeing that we have 20 drivers in the lobby. They are readying up, so we're just seconds away from starting the the one-shot quali in Japan, and after that it will be straight into the race. So
yeah,
we're really 3 minutes from starting this final race of tonight. I think that
exactly.
went quick.
Yeah,
didn't it?
It went quick with very quick race in Portimao, 50%.
Yeah.
Just like in Spa this year, they canceled the race. Like they didn't really cancel the race, well, they still got points from it, but the race was.
It seemed easy to get points for a race behind the safety car, though.
Yeah,
it's almost 3 points. But yeah, obviously joking.
We are about to start, guys. One-shot qualifying. We are back into the racing. We are in Japan now, so let's go back to the track. And it's wet.
And it's raining.
It's wet again. I mean, it's wet for qualifying, so obviously for the race it might be a different scenario, but it's gonna be a wet one-shot quali for everyone. So let's see who is going to be on top in these conditions. So this is extra pressure now.
It just seems like the rain is just following us wherever we're going. We've had rain 2 weeks ago in Barcelona. Now we've had rain. Well, we've had spots of rain in the first race.
Yeah.
In Portimao, we've had rain in the second one. We have rain here in one-shot quali. So I just hope we don't have rain in the final race at all. So we'll see normal, straightforward 25% race, and we will be done with tonight. But let's just go to the track and let's see who is going to be the fastest one in these conditions. Right now it's obviously Limitless who started the lap fastest, but it was just first few meters on the first straight, and now it seems like 15 seconds got the fastest one.
It's changing so much. So much. It's just
it's Celes, then 15 seconds is then Ikerbana, then it's who else? It's going to be, I don't know, maybe still it's the Spanish Mercedes driver. It's still Ikerbana.
Yeah, we have 1-2 for Mercedes after the first sector. No, Kada just in the middle.
Daniele Haddad is coming back. Yes, Daniele Haddad is coming back, going through turn 7 now, going into turn 9 even. He's still in second behind Ikerbana. The Mercedes driver is really quick going through turn 10 and into the hairpin of turn 11.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Had the first driver who made a mistake, but
still he's first. Yeah, he's still.
Yeah, could go wide and still come back on a good racing line. We have Sven Zerner quite comfortably now in P3, and we have Perez in 4th, ahead of 15 seconds, but it's obviously still changing going through Spoon. But what doesn't change is the lead that Ikerbana has.
He's doing amazing here. He used to,
Yeah.
I think he is a very good driver in wet conditions, probably. And maybe on this track, second sector purple, first sector purple, maybe first sector purple. Haddad is a bit behind. He's a bit behind. This is really interesting. What he...
And Daniela lost. I mean, he seemed to lose quite some time going through the chicane. But yeah, it's Ikerbana who takes pole position here. It's Daniela Haddad in second, so...
Margins are very small, from what I could see. So let's see, now the table.
Let's just wait for it, and it's...
Look at this.
30-something.
Yeah, 33,000. Wow.
30,000, that's...
Perez done a good job. He's very quick, as he shown in first race. Sven Zerner, obviously, is very quick. So the gaps are quite small for this long and wet track. And a lot of Spanish people, as you can see, in this field. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Almost like a national sport of Spain.
Yeah,
it just seems like that. But yeah, they are really good. They have been really good here in the wet. I mean, what's that? 6, that's 7, that's 8 Spanish guys, I think.
Looks
also,
way too many. No, just kidding.
3
Obviously,
Hungarians, 3 Russians. Yeah,
it's not a great starting position for our championship leaders.
Yes,
Billy will start from P19.
I mean, that's terrible. That is actually terrible for them. But they've had a great race in Portimao. They still might come back here, but they only have 13 laps to do so, which is not a lot of time. Thankfully, it's going to be dry, so the strategy is going to be interesting. I was just one thing about the Spanish guys. I mean, it just looks a bit like MotoGP to me, because it also there's also a lot of Spanish guys there. But now let's focus on the race. 20-something seconds before we are thrown in onto the starting grid, and remember, we're going without the formation lap.
Yeah.
This is going to be wild. This is going to be wild. 13 laps of racing. And let's just hope it goes as planned.
Hopefully. So from pole position, we have very fast Mercedes driver. From second place, Daniela Haddad. And we are about to start the race right now. Ikerbana leading. No, it's Daniela Haddad who is leading to the first corner, as you can see. And
we have already car flying away.
Yeah.
That was Stella, maybe? No, that was
15 seconds.
Buchenkov. Yeah, that's 15 seconds as well. So it's a terrible situation for him. And Buchenkov is already out of the race. You can see that Perez is losing a lot of positions, and we already have a VSC.
I don't want to say this, but you know what I'm thinking about. What is causing those crashes, unfortunately.
And the drivers are also saying that it might be the thing.
I don't know, you have the view on the Discord?
They are. I mean, at least 2 drivers right now, so it's maybe not that much, but we might get more drivers. I don't know. Let's just still carry on with the race, but
there's no confirmation yet. No official information about anything.
No official information. It's not, it's not something that we have to focus on right now. We still are behind the full safety car.
Yes.
As you remember, it started as a VSC, but then it got upgraded to a full safety car. Period. So we have
everyone would just pit now. That's pretty much obvious in such a short race. Even the guys who started on mediums, they will go for softs. They will easily last till the end of the race. It's a no-brainer. Everyone is going to the pit. I don't think.
Bam, bam, bam. At least 4 drivers, 5 drivers, 6, 7, 8.
Limitless.
8 drivers. Yes, obviously.
Cheeky. That's very cheeky.
That's that's a method of buying time, and only Ismail Alfonso, the only driver who didn't really come to pit lane.
Interesting.
Alfa Romeo driver, yeah, interesting, but he will lose a lot of time on it, I think. Still no official confirmation what we're doing with all those desyncs, so maybe it got, civilized.
And as you can
Hopefully
see, we have a beautiful safety car now, after the new patch, Aston Martin.
I think that's the first time I'm seeing this safety car, and obviously in the game, because I was in love with the safety car ever since I've seen it in Bahrain during the first races of the season. I mean, I may be a little bit biased, but I like this safety car more than the Mercedes one. Although the Mercedes one is beautiful as well this season with this red colors, but the green Aston Martin safety car is even better. And we have Yorpa spinning around behind the safety car. That's an unusual thing to do.
Yeah, maybe he touched with someone. Yeah, he touched with Dubo.
So Armengol seems to have a terminal bug because he's still in the pit lane, as you can see.
Okay.
And, well,
that's interesting.
He actually is going to retire there because he's not being put in there by his mechanics.
Yeah, they're just frozen.
Yeah. That's the end of the day for him.
This is the first time I see something like this.
I mean, I've seen something like this in F1 2018, I think. Something like that, so a long time ago. And, well, it's... What can I say? I mean, what can I say, man? Nothing. I mean, I'm speechless when I see some things like that.
Saboconi on hards, that's interesting strategy, but it's not a good strategy actually for 25% race.
Yeah, that's a terrible
so
strategy.
I think it was a mistake, probably.
A bit. Still waiting for some official information. Yorpa Saboconi is going to change the tires at least.
Armengol just went out of the pit and he's lapped.
Finally! Finally! He got to pit. Wow, what a pit stop for Ferrari not Ferrari, for Williams mechanics though. I think it's a world record. Okay, so decision, at least from what I'm seeing right now, is that we're going to finish the race at least, and any official decision about this whole situation is going to be taken after the finish. So
yeah,
we might do the race, and the results might get thrown away.
Yeah, it might not count.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Alfonso, the only driver who didn't pit in this race under the safety car. He has to pit, obviously. It's a risky. Obviously it's not a bad strategy, but there might be again the safety car. But anyway, he would just drop out. He would just be at the back of the field, so it doesn't matter really. So yeah. We'll see if the safety car will be in this lap. Should be. And let's see what we'll say. Oh, safety car is really going very fast through this straight.
Look at this. Surprised by this pace, actually.
Unbelievable speed. And we have...
the safety car is actually able to compete with Formula 1 cars. That's something you don't really see too often, at least. That's something, that's something that can only happen if you fit, I don't know, a V15, V16 engine to that car, because otherwise it's way slower. Anyway,
we have a restart.
We have a restart. We have Ismail Alfonso on those mediums, and this is going to be an interesting situation. 10 laps to go, although he still needs to pit. Sven Zerner is trying to attack Ikerbana into turn 1. Around the outside he goes. He still needs to carry on through turn 2.
There was no space. He
but he's still on the inside. Nice. behind Ikerbana. What a good defensive drive from the Mercedes driver. Here we have Perez and we have Modesto.
We have another
losing
crash.
places, and yeah, he was in this.
Limitless
oh,
is
man.
off.
Limitless is out. Maybe not.
What are we
out,
gonna
but he's
have?
off.
Now, no safety car.
Yeah.
We are continuing.
We've had at least 3 drivers there. We are still looking at Yorpa, who's just behind Dubbo. Maybe attacking into turn 11. He tried to think about it, but
Yeah,
he was way too far behind to make it work.
he could, but he was too hesitant. He didn't want to dive. He didn't want to break that late. And yeah, let's go back to the front of the field. Sven Zerner is flying. He's on the soft tires. So that's why he's flying. He has a big advantage over the guys on the mediums. Look, look, look. Yeah, he's going on the outside, but he closed the door. I don't know if maybe they don't see each other. Maybe that's why he closed the door. And Iker Bena, the guy who started from pole position, is now in P9 after the spin. That's not a good beginning of the race for him. And Alfonso is still leading the race. But he will drop out, obviously, as soon as he pit. We have a fight between 15 seconds around the outside of Ferrari driver, and he made it stick. The Ferrari driver just spun around, but he just managed to get out of this.
And again, the question is it what we're seeing? Is it real or is it a desync? We have Ignars going round and at the exit of turn 7.
Oh
yeah,
my god.
It happened. It seems to have happened, but
yeah. At least Modesto didn't have with who he has crashed? With his teammate. Oh my
yeah,
words.
and that's Armin going round. I mean, I think that is the end of this race. I mean,
And we have a safety car.
Yeah, but it just looks like this race will be thrown away.
Yeah, I believe, yeah. But yeah, we are about to finish this race, but probably it's the results will not count.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, obviously Ismail is now coming to the pit lane. He had built quite a nice gap over over Daniela, but now he will lose everything because basically there was a big train of cars just behind him, so he will lose a lot of time. He will come out in 12th maybe, so
fortunately for him, like 3 people have to change the wings, so
yeah,
he didn't lose all.
So that's 3 cars less to overtake, but as we're saying, it looks like whether he overtakes those cars or not, it won't matter because the race will be thrown away, possibly.
Yeah.
Because, well, as I'm saying, there comes a point in all those situations that we're seeing and all those crashes and all those contacts that you start wondering if what you're seeing on the screen is real, if you have to, if you have to react in, in an emotional way, even because you're trying to build a good narration on the race and on the story that is happening, and there comes a point that you're wondering if what you're seeing is real or is it just a random scene that the game thinks is happening but it's not really happening. And we came to that point. That these races are not representative at all.
Yeah, it's hard to it's hard to do something professional from it.
Yeah, especially that's you're absolutely right. And we might say, look, Daniela and Sven, they are the guys who are the deserved winners, and yes, that might be the thing, obviously, because we know how great these guys are, but it's not. There's no point in awarding wins for the fastest guys for the guys that we think are the fastest, because that's not the point of racing. The point of racing is to see who's the fastest one during the race in fair conditions, and conditions that allow, especially on, you know, in sim racing, where you have the opportunity to have equal cars, you know, it's good to see who is actually the fastest one in those equal cars.
Exactly. We have a beautiful now scenario, as you can see, 2 Aston Martins. One is a Formula 1 car, one is a road car. That's a beautiful scenario. You can finish your sentence. I just wanted to...
Obviously, I was just going to finish, obviously, about the Astons that we were used to, I don't know, seeing Bernd
Oh, Daniele! Oh my, he's just playing around.
Yeah, he knows that this race is going to be thrown away. I mean, I guess it's going to be thrown away. That's my point, and you know, it just is such a depressing thing to have, because you want to run a professional league, you want to run a professional event with the best drivers on this game, which when it doesn't have problems, it's a real fun to watch, to drive sometimes less, obviously, because of the collisions, but in the end the drivers, I guess, need to enjoy it as well. And when they have to fight with all those situations, with all those things, with all those restarts, it gets tiring. That's what I was saying during the Portimao race, and also from our perspective, I was saying earlier, it's really hard to believe what is the reality that's happening on the screen and what is some random scene that the game thinks is happening. And it's really hard to first focus on all of that, and second to give your best.
Look at the safety car. Unbelievable place from the safety car. It's going like 250 kilometers per hour on this train.
300 maybe, it's, 200 miles per hour, which is around 320 kilometers per hour. But yeah, I mean, that is the worst part of this, you know that you can't really give your best, either as a driver or as a commentator.
Yeah, but let's go back to the racing. We still have some laps to go. Obviously, this race might not be counted, but we have still some maybe good racing ahead of us. And look at the lead this Van Zerner just built under this restart. After this restart, he's on the soft tires. He's using them to the perfection. He's pulling away, and that's, I believe, an easy win for him if he's just if he's going to manage to pull out of DRS. And I'm just checking if there is a small gap between some drivers. There it is. Jorpa just 3/10 behind Saboconi. And last 15 seconds might overtake Ismail. No, he's too far here.
Yeah, way too far. Way too far behind right now, 15 seconds, and Ismail Alfonso, these are the guys who might actually fight. And again, look at the situation between BL and Modesto Mena. It seemed like Modesto didn't really see the AlphaTauri guy. It seemed like they were going to collide in the most clumsy way out of that turn 11. Also, look at how much slide did Modesto had there.
Yeah, and look at Selle. He started from P19 and he's P5. Yeah. That's a mega comeback for him. And Haddad is P15. So it completely changed. Obviously, the drivers will not get points from this race, but still. It just shows that...
it's still good to watch them, but yeah, they won't get points, I guess. 15 seconds also. Got overtaken by Dobo, and now Modesto Mena tries to maybe do the same, and round the outside he goes, and 15 seconds is round, and he got hit by someone. Did he think? I don't think he didn't, because Ignars was out of the race earlier, but anyway, it looks like this is the end for him.
There's a yellow flag, there's a Ferrari, no, it's a Saboconi with the Ferrari. Oh, wow.
Someone's that was Haddad.
No, Haddad is driving.
But Haddad was going wide in turn 7, and he lost so much time.
That was a Saboconi and Modesto Mena. No, it was the Ferrari.
Okay, I'm sorry then. But what then what happened to Daniela? I don't know, but Daniela was way behind as well.
Yeah,
okay.
he just spun.
I forgot that he was just behind, yeah.
Yeah.
But obviously, we're watching what's happening, but we have an inevitable feeling that this race, these results are not going to to count, and we're just watching something that will get thrown away either way. So let's just, I mean, I'm close to, to, I don't know, having a minute of silence even, because obviously that's not what I wanted to do, but it just feels...
Oh, then we have a fight.
Right.
We have a fight. Limitless is fighting. He's back. Limitless is back. No, he's not. This is a dissing, obviously, with a McLaren.
Yeah. Because there is no way such good drivers would come together here. I mean, they could, but not like that. Because it seemed like, the McLaren driver didn't leave any space to Limitless, and if he knew that he was there, I mean, obviously he would have left way more space. We have Codornignolo in the pit lane, but I think his car is an AI car, because I've seen that he left the session a lap ago. 15 seconds. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. I was thinking that 15 seconds got a 15-second time penalty. that is actually...
That's a confusing nickname. Yeah, very clever.
Yeah. I like that. That's obviously 3 seconds for it.
Sven didn't manage to pull out of DRS.
Yeah.
So it's not a good, actually, it's not a comfortable situation for him. And Sella is really fighting from P19. Now he's fighting for the lead, actually. Because you can see the leading car. He can see him in front of him in this group. So yeah, he has a chance, but obviously shame that points will not count from this race. But yeah, he will enjoy for sure. He's enjoying himself tonight for sure. Oh, Perez just made a mistake.
And Sella nearly went in the back of it.
Let's see, there's... yeah, it's so difficult to follow the other car in those very fast corners. And we have a yellow flag. And it's Limitless. It's Limitless, I don't know, maybe again the contact with a Dessing car. Shame. Big shame. But we are going back to the leaders. And Sven has 2.5 laps to go to win this race. He has 6/10 advantage over Villacampa, and that's enough to defend. That's enough to defend.
We have a yellow flag again. Yeah. That's again Limitless, but he's way too far behind to be a matter in this race. But anyway, you see that Villacampa is still trying to maybe overtake Sven. Sometime in the future, they still have 2 laps to go, but again, will it count? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's so hard to overtake when there is a DRS train. Everyone can use DRS. So yeah, it's very difficult to overtake anybody. This kind of a scenario. Alfonso just overtook Modesto Mena. Alfonso after this pit stop, he was P12, now he's P7. He's doing really good job. But we are coming back to the leaders. Second to last lap. Sven Zellner still in the lead. Is Sele very close? He is under braking, but not close enough to make a move. There's a yellow flag, there's a slow car.
That's, I guess, might be
15 seconds. No, it's plus 15 seconds.
But it doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. For the, I mean, it matters to some extent, obviously, but for the race, I guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because, again, we have this big feeling. We have this inevitable feeling that this race is going to be thrown away. But anyway.
Okay, last chance. Perez just sent into the inside.
That was too far. That was too far to
I think he just outbraked himself there.
and he still had 1 lap. So, you know, he still could have waited for that overtake. But again, I guess it's some sort of frustration about how tonight went, and how obviously tonight's race, this exact race, look, I mean, I don't even want to talk how bad things happened today, but
Look at this. Vilak, very close to Sven. He couldn't he couldn't make a move.
15 seconds out of the race.
Yeah.
I think he did that in the lane, so it's not going to be a bit. That's not going to matter too much. But anyway, yes, Villa Campa is just behind Sven, but
there is no real opportunity to pass now. I mean, after the spoon corners, long straight, chicane maybe, but he's too far.
You may try to set up a move going through spoon and then just, to maybe
Perez very close? No. They are very close.
The problem is, I'm sorry, the problem is obviously that you don't have... Oh, that was a big mistake from...
he's too far for sure.
The straight, but he's too far ahead. That's one thing. And second, you don't have the
look at it, around the outside. Under 30 yards. Oh, that's amazing. He just used
and he's wide. Perez is wide.
Stella in P3. Wow. He used this fight to his opportunity.
That's a beautiful fight. That's Calamine in 4th, Ikerbana in 5th, Molesto Mena in 6th, Ismael Alfonso in 7th, Yorpa in 8th, BL in 9th, and Daniela Haddad in 10th, Dubbo in 11th, Perez in 12th. After that spin on the final lap, Codorino in 13th and Limitless in 14th. But the final guys, well, they've had too many problems to really matter in this race. But yeah, I mean, that was that 25% race in Japan, but we have that feeling that this race is going to be thrown away. We don't have any official confirmation, and that official confirmation may come in an hour, for example, but that's how it looks like to me. But nevertheless, that was a very good overtaking maneuver from Sella on Calamine and on Perez going through 130R. That was classic situation where where 2 drivers are fighting. The third one is the one that benefits on it. For example, I don't know, Charles Leclerc did benefit during the fight between Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton in the British Grand Prix this year. On the first lap, I'm talking obviously about this huge crash.
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, true. Yeah. I had a brain fog. It happened actually. Yeah, this is what you do. You capitalize from the mistakes of others, or the fights from that you have in front of you. So you have to be in the right place on the right time to do this. So yeah.
Yeah, and also I'm seeing that Perez is really pissed with all that, with all what happened in the final corner about his spin, obviously talking, because he was fighting for a podium and now he's in 12th. But again, we don't know what will happen about this race. You can look at these results with Sven winning, with Villacampa in 2nd, with Sella in 3rd, etc., etc. But again, is it going to be thrown away? I feel it is going to be thrown away.
Yeah.
If it's not thrown away, you can accept it, but just to me, too many contenders had, maybe not unknown, but, uncommon issues. Some issues that, you don't see in a normal race, in a race that doesn't have, these things, etc. That, to me, this race has to be restarted. I mean, restarted, rerun, whatever. That's just... Obviously, it's not going to be restarted tonight.
We'll see the decision of ORL. But it's not time now to really think about this. And I don't know if we have someone for interviews tonight, or...
I guess we don't have anyone because of all the situation happening. I'm just curious now.
Look, guys, this is what it is right now with this new patch that was released a few days ago. This is a common thing that pretty much every session has this glitch of, the sync people. So yeah, I mean it's not nice, and hopefully it will be solved very quickly by Codemasters because it's really bad.
It's terrible. Let's be honest. And I think the only real comment in that situation would be showing Bottas's face during the post-race interview in Monza. You know what I'm talking about? This meme one after he was asked about the collision between Max and Lewis last week. So yeah, just basically.
Yeah. Exactly this face. Yeah, but we'll see. And next week we have the second round of this championship. Follow ORL on the Discord, on the Twitter, and you will have all the information you need to know. And I think that's it, Julio. There's nothing else we can do about this. And hopefully next week we will not have this kind of issues. We can finally, hopefully we can have a good race, no problems with the things, and yeah, I'm hoping for that. So
that's all we can say. We hope that next week goes better. We will be there, so just follow us, follow Discord, follow the RL Discord and Twitter, and just wait for the info because it's coming. It's going to come probably shortly, but still. That's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching this weird race, weird day. I don't know how to even call it. And see you next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great time. Have a great night. Bye bye.